Yo, what's good guys, this is Dixon from THROB Designs, back again with a new video today. So in this video I'm going to show you guys how to create that ink bleed effect, just like the ones you've seen in my previous videos. A more popular reference is BLKMARKET's trash machine action. If you're a graphic designer and you're on Instagram, chances are you probably heard of BLKMARKET before. It's been a very popular technique since the last couple of years, I think. You see more and more designers are using this technique in their work, and hopefully after this tutorial you can do it too. Yes, it is going to be a tutorial. In fact, it is going to be a pretty easy one. I've also provided all the assets needed for this tutorial. Just click on the download link below. Make sure you get them before we begin. Enough intro, let's go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is creating a new document. You're going to want to make sure it's set in pixels. As for the resolution, let's just go with 2500 by 2000. There's really no specific numbers for this. You can just put in any kind of numbers you want. But the DPI, let's just go with 100 since we're using this for digital use only. Click on create. Okay. I'm gonna unlock this background layer so that it doesn't affect us later on during the tutorial. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna start adding text to the document. Just gonna click on any part of the canvas. Also, the font that we're using today is called Kuvatika. I've been using this font quite often actually lately because I don't know, I think it just looks really good, I guess. Anyway, I'm just gonna click on Command A to select the canvas and then recenter the text, and then click on Command D to deselect, and then double click on the text layer to edit the text. I'm just gonna go with Eren Yeager, shout out Attack on Titan. Let me just recenter it one more time. Okay, size it up a little bit so that you guys can see. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Next thing we're going to do is convert this text layer into a smart object layer. And then we're going to start adding some effects. The first effect that we're adding is Gaussian blur. Again, there's really no specific numbers for this because you can always come back to it and change it depending on how intense you want the letters to bleed into each other. And then the next step is adding a threshold effect. Where is it? Let me find it. Yeah, here we go. All right, you can already see how the ink bleed effect is already taking shape. You can see that when you play with the cursor, it changes depending on how intense you want the letters to bleed into each other. Kind of like how this one looks. Okay. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good already. Yeah. So typically I like to add a noise layer, but since this tutorial is based off of the trash machine, I think it adds a ripple effect, which is here. I'm gonna leave it as is. Again, you can always come back to it later. Alright, you can already see how the edges of the text are a little bit more grungy. See, I just wouldn't go with this one because it looks a bit much, I would say. It looks tacky, so let's just go with the previous settings. Alright, I think that looks pretty good actually. Obviously you can do it however you want. Okay, so the next thing we're adding is a displacement layer. I'm gonna show you how to do this because the first thing I'm gonna do is save this texture file as a PSD file. So go to file and then click on save as. I'm gonna want to make sure excuse me. Alright, so you're gonna want to make sure it's saved in Photoshop, which is the PSD file. Alright, I think that's done. Go to the first document again. and then gonna go to filter, and then distort, and then displace. We're just gonna leave the settings as is. Okay, click on OK, and then I'm gonna add the file that you made just now. See, you can already see how the texture affects the text, giving it that more grid and character. The results really depend on the texture that you use for it. You can see when you play with the threshold layer again, it changes depending on how you want it. But yeah, it kind of already looks like how this one looks. Let me just see. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with the previous one. Okay. Let me just show you guys some zoom ins. Okay, obviously you can play with the Gaussian blur so that it bleeds even more into each other. Actually, that one looks pretty good, but I don't know, depending on how you like it. So let me just show you guys how it looks like when you add a noise layer to this. I'm gonna click on OK. I'm gonna make sure it's below the displace effect layer. You can see that the edges of the text just changes ever so slightly, but personally I don't know, I just like how the noise effect, you know, affects the text. Okay, I think that looks good already. Okay, obviously let me just show you guys again how it would look if you use a different texture for the displacement map. Okay, we're gonna copy this texture here, copy it, just Command C, and then Command V to paste it into the PSD file that I made earlier, and then convert it to Smart Object again, and then just save it. Okay, so right now I'm gonna double click on the displacement map layer, and then reload the PSD file that you made just now. You can see that the changes are pretty drastic. Yeah, so just like I said, the effect depends on the kind of textures that you use. Personally, I like the previous one even more because it looks more distorted, more distressed. So I would really go with that one. Okay, so right now I'm gonna group everything together. Make sure you select all the layers and then click on, this one. Right, let me just rename it to asset for now. Alright, so the reason we're doing this, we're merging the layers together because the effect doesn't work with a transparent background. You can see it here. So we're gonna merge it by clicking on Option Command E to merge the layers together, and then we're gonna go to select, color dodge, and click on the black area of the text. It's gonna only select the black area of the text right now, and then click on add mask layer. What it's gonna do is separate the white background from the black area, so to achieve that transparent background. So yeah, I think that looks good. Let me just show you guys how it can be better by blending it into a card box texture. So we're gonna copy this file here and then paste it into the document. Okay, so you're gonna recenter the layer, the texture, and then convert it to Smart Object. Always convert it to Smart Object, because whenever you size down any kind of file or elements in the PSD file, so that it doesn't look any pixels along the way. Okay, so we're gonna convert this to a smart object and gonna go to the fill settings to bring it all the way down. It's gonna disappear, but don't worry, I'm gonna bring it back up again using the color overlay. This is the final settings, but let me just show you guys how it would look like if it's normal and the color code is in blending. The blending mode is in normal, and then gonna make sure it's in color burn. You can see that how the letters are actually look realistic, like it's actually being printed on the card box texture. You see that it doesn't really work with white or black colors, so you're gonna want to make sure it's in somewhere like in the middle of a gray, or maybe just a little bit lower depending on how you like it. But personally I will go with this one just because it looks more realistic. Okay, you can see that just how realistic it looks. Not to mention that this effect also work with any kind of logos or textures, vectors and stuff. So let me just show you guys if I use my clothing brand's logo here. Let me just copy it and paste it into this document layer. Here we go, and recenter it again. Always convert it to smart object when you size it down. All right, I think that looks good. And right now I'm gonna just copy this effect that we made earlier to this, the logo file. And what we're gonna do is hold on to option and then drag the effect to this layer. You can see the same layer is applied. You can turn it on and off and see the difference. Again, you can always play with the threshold just to see what kind of result that you want. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Let me just merge it just like we did just now, and then select the black area and then separate it using the add mask layer. Let me just click on here to make it transparent, and then apply the mask layer, convert it to a smart object again, and I'm just gonna do the same thing, bring the fill down and copy the overlay layer to this logo layer. You can see that it also works with any kind of logo or vector file that you want to use. It even works with pictures actually, which is what I did with the brand fires video that I made, I think it was last week. So yeah, I think that's it for today guys. If you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure to leave a thumbs up below and subscribe if you haven't yet. Yeah, stay safe, catch you on the next one.